Hi.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone. We will start at 10, and now it's 10. So, okay, let's start it. Let's get started. Welcome, everyone, to the Scopus for Research Discovery, Trustworthy Content, and Academic Grade AI. So, to access the Scopus platforms, students can use the link shared in the chat box. Wait a minute. Let me share via the chat box. So you can access through the chat box links via your institutional access link. And I'm Queenie from the PolyU Library Academic Support Team and the moderator of today's session. Before handing the time to our guest speaker, Mr. Shin, some introduction to the events and housekeeping matter. Okay. We will record and share this webinar. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the Q&A box. We will answer them at the end. And here is a bit of background for those joining us for the first time. The Joint E-Resources Discovery Week 2026 is a joint effort by the libraries in JULAC. This time, 7 JULAC libraries are taking part. And the week is aimed to help you explore and get to know the wide variety of resources your library offers. If you have any questions about accessing or using these resources after the workshop, after this webinar, feel free to reach out directly to your library staff for assistance. You will find the contact information in here, and let me share in the chat box as well. Okay. And then let me share some exciting information with you. Thanks to the generous support and sponsorship from our vendors, including Scopus, you have the opportunities to win a quiz master prize here. To take part in the quiz, simply join the webinar, which you're joining now, but please make sure you joined the Zoom using your institutional email. And then because we will record the email, and then complete the post-webinar survey, which we will share with you at the end of this session. And then after that, please mark your calendar for the quiz, since it will begin next Monday at noon. And then will be open for 7 days till 22nd of March. You just need to answer 7 MC questions and have 1 attempt. Basically, participants who answer more questions correctly and complete the quiz in the shortest time will be ranked higher. And all the questions are about the webinars we host this week, and the research and library skills is very easy. So make sure to stay until the end to learn more and qualify for the quiz. Now it's my pleasure to introduce Mr. Shin Chong Sok. Am I pronounce it correctly? Yeah, he is customer success consultant and subject matter expert, bringing over 10 years experience in research and analyze. Mr. Shin, please feel free to take over control and share your screen and introduce yourself.
Okay, thank you, Queenie, and I will share my screen.
Let me stop my. Okay, I think there's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
person
please
is not.
confirm that can you see my screen, right?
Right, right. Okay.
Yeah, thank you. And good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. So, my name is Chang Sok Shin, a customer success consultant and a subject matter expert at Elsevier, and I'm based in Seoul. So, my time is 11 a.m. It's a pleasure to welcome all the participants to today's session, and a special thank you to our moderator, Ms. Queenie, for hosting and supporting today's session. Today's workshop is titled Scopus for Researcher discovery, trustworthy content, and academic-grade AI. So the goal is to show how researchers and librarians can discover and evaluate and explore scholarly literature more efficiently while maintaining rigor and trust in the evidence behind what we find. Before we begin, a quick note on access is that not all institutions have access to AI features, so we will first focus on the Scopus capability that everyone can apply. Later, we will introduce Scopus AI as an optional enhancement for institutions with access, and we will also share resources for those who would like to explore it more. Even if you don't currently have access, but the AI section can still be useful because I believe that this is as a reference for where discovery tools are heading and how to think about responsible and evidence-grounded AI in academic context. Okay, and then in terms of structure, so we will start with a short overview of Scopus and its core feature, and walk through how Scopus supports literature review workflow. And after that, we will move into AI-enhanced discovery with a live demonstration of Scopus AI, and close with future direction and the practical resources before opening the floor for Q&A. With that, let's get started with a brief overview of Scopus and what it is designed to support. So as many of you already know, the Scopus is a comprehensive and dynamic abstract and citation database. And that abstract database point is important because in many cases, the full text is accessed on publishers' platforms, right? Such as Science Direct or other publisher sites. While Scopus provides a reliable way to discover and evaluate research at the abstract and metadata level, and then link you out to the full text where available. So with over 100 million records, more than 20.5 million active author journals, author profiles, and over 94,000 institutional affiliation profiles. Scopus enables deep insight into global research activities, and it includes content from over 7,000 publishers worldwide and offering access to many resources here. And then the database also contains over 2.4 billion cited references dating back to 1970. So these rich and curated metadata means it's abstract and keywords, affiliation, references, and citation link. This helps users make informed decisions. So what to read first, and who the key authors are, and how a topic is developing day by day. So this slide highlight the breadth of Scopus Access journals, books, and conference proceedings, patents, and open access contents across all disciplines. So Scopus is built on the active peer-reviewed sources and provide the full metadata, which is critical for robust discovery and analysis. And the UGC strong support for open access journals and structural elements such as funding acknowledgement, and which has become increasingly important for reporting, evaluation, and understanding research context. So whether a researcher is scoping a topic or identifying key resources or preparing a literature review, these content tab and metadata fields make it possible to search systematically and analyze reliably. Well, I will not spend time going over its coverage and content statistics anymore, but I'm sure you all know the scale and breadth of Scopus. But looking at global representations, you can see our significant coverage advantage across the region shown on the map. They're all substantially outperforming our nearest competitors. So this extensive coverage is crucial for comprehensive literature review and discovering research from around the world. And then on this slide, I'd like to highlight why Scopus is widely trusted, not only for discovery, but also for benchmarking and evaluation. So Scopus is used by major global ranking organizations, as you can see here, including QS, and the Times Higher Education, and US News, and so on. And it is also referenced by several national research evaluation systems, as you can see here. So the reason is the underlying foundation is Scopus provide consistent and transparent metadata, so based on corrected scholarly content and supported by standardized metrics. So this consistency makes it possible to compare institutions and output more fairly across disciplines and countries. So for universities, this becomes important very quickly in practice because as global rankings and evaluation framework continue to influence the strategy, and many institutions pay close attention to which publication from their university are indexed in Scopus and how those publications are being cited over time, because it is the key metrics of the ranking company. So in other words, so Scopus is not only a discovery tool, so it's also reliable evidence for institutional visibility, benchmarking, and strategic decision making. And the one foundational reason Scopus is considered trustworthy is that its content, Scopus content, is carefully curated through an independent governance process. So Scopus use the Content Selection and Advisory Board, or CSAB, which is made up of subject experts, which is professors from around the world. So when new journals are suggested for inclusion, they go through a rigorous evaluation. The review look at the quality criteria such as peer review practice, editorial policies, and then ethical publishing standard, and so on. And importantly, this is not a one-time check. Scopus applying ongoing monitoring and re-evaluation to help protect the integrity of the database over time. So the key message here is that Scopus coverage is not simply collected, it is actively curated. And that curation is what supports reliable discovery and ultimately responsible AI enhancement discovery later in today's session. So now let's move to the how Scopus supports literature reviews. Well, there are several common reasons you may need a literature review. So most often it's to understand what has already been done in your research area, especially when writing a thesis or prepare a research proposal, where you need to position your work against existing evidence, right? So it's also essential when preparing a journal manuscript, whether it's on whether it's on original research papers or a review article, because you need to identify the most relevant and credible sources to support your argument. And then beyond the publishing, and then the literature reviews are widely used for trend scanning and forecasting. For example, around emerging technologies. And they often form the starting point for bibliometric and scientometric analysis. So each context may require a slightly different approach, but they all benefit from the systematic methods and the tools like Scopus, which is what we will focus on next. So the literature reviews is not a one-time task. So it's an ongoing process throughout the research journey. So every strong research article needs a literature review section that demonstrates a clear understanding of what has already been done. And your reference list is essentially the evidence base that supports the scientific foundation of your work. So there are 4 practical tips I'd like to emphasize for building an effective reference list. First, be selective. So include only references that are truly relevant and directly connected to your research question. Second, cite what you understand. So avoid referencing materials you haven't properly read and interpreted. Third, aim for a balance. So which means that don't oversight your own work and avoid relying only on sources from a single country like China or Hong Kong or Korea only, or a narrow network. So just a colleague of you from your university, and it can reduce credibility, right? And finally, always check the journal's reference requirements before submission. So getting a citation from it, right, signals professionalism and make the editorial process smoother. Well, I believe, in fact, these tips are also applied when using AI for discovery as well. AI can speed things up, but you shouldn't trust it. You shouldn't trust it blindly. So researcher cross-check is essential. So keep it to relevance, verification, and balance. And then ask a focused question, and then check the cited source and then original papers. So that's the basis of responsible and evidence-grounded discovery includes the AI discovery. So which we will return to later today. So now I'd like to briefly summarize how you can conduct a literature review in Scopus. So Scopus supports literature reviews by providing broad and structured access to global research output. So Scopus offers a powerful document search that let you find relevant literature documents using a wide range of filters, such as authors, affiliation, subject area, keywords, and publication year, and so on and so on. For literature reviews, this matters because you can start the browse and then systematically narrow down to a focused and reproducible set of results. And then if you need more control, the advanced search support the Boolean logic, so you can build a transparent search strategy for systematic and structured review. And from there, the scope helps you work efficiently. You can refine and analyze your result, and then you can sort your result by relevance, date, or citation, and then you can export your, which means download your selection to reference managers like Mendeley. And then you can also save searches and set alert, so which is especially useful for keeping up with new publication over time. And then on the document detail page, you can access a comprehensive set of information in one place. It brings together key bibliometric metrics for the articles, so the FWCI, the total number of citation, and so on, and along with the paper's reference list and the document that cited it. We call it cited by. So you can quickly understand both the reference list and cited by publications and the foundation. So which means it's a foundation and its downstream influence. We will also see similar documents, which is surface relevant related documents based on your search context. So this helps you expand the leading set efficiently without starting over. So anyway, overall, the document detail page is designed to give you all from a single view. And what I missed. Finally, the Scopus lets you export the underlying old data, so you can download the record and learn the analysis you needed. So whether that's a screening for literature review or building dashboard or doing bibliometric analysis and so on. And then at this stage, the challenge is usually not finding some papers. It's structuring and prioritizing the right set of documents. So Scopus helps by combining powerful filters and analytics. So you can narrow result by subject area or publication type and other criteria to keep your review focused on and consistent. Then You can use signals like the citations and where relevant journal metrics to prioritize what to read first and what is most central to the topic. So in practice, this is one of the key differences compared with the more generic search tools like Google Scholar. So Scopus provide a more structured set of filters and analytics. So it's easier to refine results systematically and keep your screening process consistent. Because I know that all the researchers and students use Google Scholar, but if you try to using Scopus or other this database, you can feel that it's more structured and easy to use, and it's very easy to find what you read first. And now we will move to into AI enhanced discovery with Scopus AI. As a quick reminder again, so not all institutions have access to Scopus AI features, so please view this as an optional enhancement for those who do. But before we jump into the AI features, let's take a step back and look at the broader challenges researchers face today. So we hear the consistently that navigating an unfamiliar research area is difficult. In fact, based on user feedback, about 60% of Scopus users told us that they need a better way to explore new or unfamiliar topics. Researchers are dealing with information overload, often relying on search tools that can feel limited for sense making and working in an environment where discipline remains somewhat disconnected across the field. So the result is that discovery becomes less efficient and the opportunities for cross-disciplinary connections are missed. And ultimately, the potential academic and societal impact can be reduced. So this is exactly the context where AI enhanced discovery, when grounded in trustworthy scholarly content, can help. Uh, Well, just like we saw in the literature review workflow earlier, so a broad keyword search in Scopus can quickly return thousands and 10,000 of results in a second. That depth is a strength, but it also means it can take a significant time to identify what is truly relevant to your specific research question. At the same time, we've seen a rapid rise of general purpose AI tools like ChatGPT, Gemini, Copilot, etc., that can provide quick and fluent answers. And they can be helpful for brainstorming, but it in academic work, the key issue is evidence, right? So when you ask for sources to ChatGPT, they may provide none or they may give you references that you cannot check or trace back to earlier sources. And that's serious problems when trust and source transparency are essential, like academic context. So what researchers increasingly need is the speed and usability of AI combined with the reliability of curated scholarly content with a clear link back to the underlying sources. So that is the real world gap Scopus AI is designed to address, and it's what we will demonstrate next. So Scopus AI is not about giving you more information. It's about helping you get better information faster. So you can think of it as a smart search companion that supports exploration of complex topics. And importantly, Scopus AI is grounded in trust and curated Scopus content. So the insight it generated are connected back to the scholarly evidence based you can review. Is based on Scopus content. So and then I also like the lens here, analogy. So Scopus AI works like the telescope lens on the research landscape. So helping you zoom in on the most relevant themes, key concepts, or experts. So you can move from the broader question to a more focused understanding. Well, this slide summarizes what you typically see as Scopus AI response. Answers it includes a summary with a confidence indicator and the expanded summary, plus some other functions, but I will not unpack each element in detail here because we will walk through them in the live demo coming up shortly. But the key point is that the Scopus AI is designed not just to answer, but to help you explore and following the evidence. And then the next two slides are just screenshot of the current Scopus AI interface. So to give you a quick sense of the layout. And of course, the interface continues to evolve based on user feedback. So you may see further refinement over time. And then before we go to demo, so a quick recap here. So why does the academic grade AI matters compared to generalistic Gen AI tools? This slide highlights the key differences for researchers. Research. So the general purpose AI, like other the well-known AI tools, can be fast and impressive, and they are often useful for brainstorming. But in academic research, the standard is higher, right? So we need not only speed, but also trust and clear link back to the original resources, so that insight can be evaluated and verified. That's the first major difference with Scopus AI, the data foundation. The quality of output depends heavily on the quality and reliability of the input, especially when researchers are deciding what to read and what to cite and how to position their work. And the second, Scopus AI is designed to support the academic workflow. So it helps you get oriented in unfamiliar topics and surface key themes and concepts, and then move into deeper exploration. So it's not just a one-time answer, but an keeping exploration journey. And third, it was shaped through co-development with the academic community, so to reflect the real research need and responsible expectation. And then there are more points here, like responsible AI principle and effort for minimal hallucinations as well. And then with that context, let's move into the live demonstration and work through the key component in action. So uh, everything I will show you in the demo is also included in the slide at the end of the deck as an appendix. So feel free to refer back to them later as a part of training materials. So, and I also encourage you to log in to Scopus now and following along with me if you can. So you can access Scopus AI directly through the scopus.com here. And in the search panel, typically we use the document search, right, for the literature review or some other purpose. And you can see here document search and author search and organization search for just finding some institution, and you will see an option for Scopus AI here. So if your institution has access, you can simply click this Scopus AI and start using Scopus AI right away. So this is the Scopus AI, and then you can enter question in this search box in a very flexible way. So you can you can use a few keywords, or you can use a full natural language sentences. As you can see here, Scopus AI typically uses Scopus abstract from 2003 onwards and then for today's example, I will use how does climate change affect the Asian summer monsoon? Because the summer is coming, I choose this topic. So, and please note, Scopus AI can accept queries in multiple languages. So you can use Chinese or Korean. So for now, however, the responses are provided in English only. So you can submit a question in your preferred language, but you will receive the answer in English. And you will also notice an option called Deep Research here. So you can toggle it on here to activate it. But for now, let's start with the just standard Scopus AI response first. Okay. The answer is creating. So as I said, with Scopus AI, you don't have to spend the time manually constructing long keyword combination or Boolean operator just to get started. You can begin with a natural language question just like this. And then because of the Copilot search tool automatically interprets your question and optimize it behind the scenes. So you ask naturally, and the Scopus AI translate into a Boolean expression, making the search more precise, and even if you are new to the topic. So I just put the climate change here, but the Scopus AI use climate change or global warming or environmental change or climate shift. In this case, like this, Scopus AI use help to build the Boolean or build the search queries. So this is very convenient. And importantly, being able to see this generated query is you can use in the other search, advanced search, Scopus advanced search or Cyber as well. And then importantly is being able to see the generated query is this is showing a high level of transparency. So it shows how the system interpreted your intent, your question, and what it actually searched for. So something that many general purpose AI tools typically don't provide, but Scopus did. Okay. So and the one key difference from the many other AI tools is that Scopus AI doesn't just give a single short paragraph. It provides a structured response that you can inspect and follow. And then you can see two summary. Typically see two summary options. So first, concise summary, which is generated from roughly the 10 to 15 most relevant scopes of abstract. And second here is expanded summary. So expanded summary, which is generated from, which drawn on a broader set of abstract and use our log fusion function to provide a more detailed and comprehensive synthesis. Let's look at what the summary says for our topic. So you will note that the information is organized into clear categories such as key changes in motion dynamic, a change in participant patterns, and future projection, and then simple summary table as well. and it presents in bullet points, so it's very easy to scan and use as an orientation. So, however, I need to say a very important reminder that is even with academic grade AI, you should not trust the output blindly. So researcher cross-check is essential, especially if you work in this academic research. Use the summary as a starting point. So then validate the key statements against the underlying papers. And this is where Scopus AI really helps. You will see each statement has the number citation at the end. If I click the number, I can immediately see which document support that statement. On the panel on the right side, show the cited paper detail, and from there, I can jump onto the document page of Scopus for deeper explanation. So if you like this statement, you can check the evidence on the Scopus abstract. You can see the more detailed page on the, if you click the open document page details. And if you like this document, and then you can jump to the full text to read and to understand, right?
So, excuse me, Mr. Shin.
Yeah,
Would you also be able to provide a demonstration on using the Scopus platform, not just Scopus AI? Because I think not every single institution have subscribed to Scopus AI right now. I'm not sure.
yeah, yeah. Because of the time, I just prepared the Scopus AI, just a simple demo, because I included the screenshot on the just the traditional way of the literature review in slide.
I see, but I think you could use 1, 2 minutes to show
Okay,
the interface and some key functions. I think it's okay. That would be
sure.
better.
Okay, let's try. Okay, this is a Scopus homepage, and then here you can search the with your keyword. Scopus AI can use the natural language sentence, but if you want to use the Scopus traditional way, you can use the keyword. So here is a search box. You can search within the article title, abstract, and keyword. But if you want to focus on a more specific field, you can choose one of them. And if you want to build your query in this stage, you can add a search field like this one, this one, this one. And you can make the use these operators to build your query. So and or and not Boolean queries. In this case, let's try just climate change and Asian summer monsoon. And if you want to use more than a single word, you better using this question mark. And let's try search. And then Scopus find 1,448 documents. So from here, you need to see the older document detail page, but it is too much, right? You don't have enough time to read all the 1,500 documents. So you can use the more filters and analytics tools from here. So if you want to see recent from publication from 2020, you can use the year filters. And if you are working on a specific subject area like the social science or also in planetary science, you can use these subject area filters. And here is a document type, publication stage, affiliation, country, and so on. So the purpose of using the filter is as you need to narrow down your searching the number of documents found, and this is more focus on your preference and your interest, right? And then if you and then you can sort the search uh, result by date, cited by, and the relevance, and so on. Most of the people using the cited by because they are interested, they are want to more influenced works. So you can use the cited by heist. As you can see here, it is one with 323 cited. If you click this document, you can see all the detailed metadata as I said. Here is the titles and journals and authors and the other affiliations. If you click the show all information, you can see all the detailed data here. and the abstract, keyword, reacted chemistry information if they have, and the funding details. And from here, you can see the other tabs in here: impact, cited by, references, and similar documents. Impact tab includes some metrics like citation, field-related citation impact, and SDG if the documents have, and topics, and so on. So this page demonstrates how this document impact or influence to their research society. And here is the references, is the foundation of this document, and cited by, so how the other researchers develop with this publication. So you can see all the detailed references and cited by publications. And here also a similar document as well. Similar document shows the relevant and related documents based on your keyword search and search history. So this is kind of the provide more document to read. So like this is the something like the traditional literature review page with the Scopus. This is a very short version of the demonstrating the how you can use the Scopus. Thank you. Then let's go back to the Scopus AI. So where I stopped it. Okay, I want to show. Yeah. Here is the references here. So you can see all the references of the when Scopus AI generated this summary. And below that references, here is a foundation document. The summaries you see here is generated from the abstract and the Scopus document. But an important point is that the most relevant papers for your query are not always the most influential in the field. So that's where foundation documents is helpful. So it highlights the work that are most commonly cited by the set of papers used by generated the summaries. So when you open the list, you will often see the highly cited papers, so maybe reviews or a key conceptual framework. So if you are new to the area, this is a very practical way to identify most lead starting point and to cross-check the AI summary against the foundation document. So when I try some traditional way, I just need to sorting as an cited by highest, but this gives the very simple and the evidence-based must read point, right? So some papers have more than 1,200 citations, 4,000, 2,000. So if you are studying interested in this field, you must read this kind of this foundational document. So a good workflow is to use the summary to get oriented, then use foundation document to prioritize what to read first and build a solid evidence base. I'll just skip the expanded summary, and I will want to see some insight at a glance functions. This includes concept map, topic expert, and emerging themes. So let's start with the concept map. It shows how key topics are connected. So to generate the map, the Scopus AI look the most relevant document for your question and use the author provided keywords from those papers. So you will notice that its keyword node is clickable. So when I click on node, the relationship are highlighted. And underneath the map, you will see a short explanation of how those keywords are connected. So this concept map is a fast way to move from a single question to a structured the understanding of the topic in your brain. And the topic expert, this feature helps you identify researchers who are actively in a specific area using a keyword-based approach. And then this provide why this expert is picked up, and you can see the preview profile and how many document is matching on your search keyword. So this is a very powerful tools to understand who is reading this field, and it can be used as for example, identifying potential collaborators and finding and leading their key papers, or even thinking about who you might approach and for the peer reviews, something like that. And then finally, here is the emerging themes. So emerging theme function is designed to have question from researcher, which is what could be the next impactful idea in my field. So it includes a consistent theme, rising theme, and novel theme. And then this is the consistent theme is area with a similar level of coverage across the recent 12 months and the other 12 months before that. And the rising theme is an area that shows clear sign of growth. And the novel theme is where coverage is still relatively low, so either relatively new or potential underexplored. So you can see this all the detail if you want. And then below at the last here is go deeper, which simply suggests a few follow-up questions to help you continue exploring the topics. And if you click one, Scopus AI generates a new response for a question and offer additional prompt, so you can keep drilling down. And if you prefer, you can also use the free text follow field to type your own next question, especially when you want to change focus or zoom in on a specific detail. So for example, how about like how about in Hong Kong? Then the Scopus AI generate the question and the answer again and again to focusing, zoom in to the just focusing on the Hong Kong. So you can see all the other set of answers like we saw before. Okay, then let's pause the demo here and go back to the slide for a brief section on future direction in AI-driven discovery. Okay, so Scopus AI already accelerated discovery by grounding insight in trusted Scopus content. The next direction is to extend this experience across a broader ecosystem while keeping rigor. So research discovery is shifting from one-off answer to exploration journey, meaning the goal is not just a single response, but a guided path that helps you learn, refine, and follow up as your understanding develops. We are also moving from abstract level signal to richer, more traceable evidence, so that when AI tools suggest an insight, you can quickly see the supporting sources, not just from the abstract level, but from the full text level. And finally, the discovery is evolving from isolated database to more interconnected scholarly ecosystem. So the next leap is not a simple more AI. So it's about better connection, better context, and better provenance. So as on one example, so let me briefly introduce LipSpace. LipSpace is Elsevier's next generation AI assist workspace designed to help researchers move faster from ideation to impact. So well, the most important thing is LipSpace drawn only on trusted scholarly content, so both abstract from Scopus and full text from Science Direct, and even from more other publishers, and if even in open access journals. So its responses are fully referenced, so users can trace key statement back to the underlying sources, not just from abstract, but for the full text. Well, as we've just seen, the future direction is about the connected coverage, so clear link back to evidence and the workflow native discovery. So this slide shows how RIP-Space is one example of that direction in practice. Well, at the center, there is a publisher-neutral approach that unites abstract and full text, so researcher can move fast from discovery to validation more seamlessly, while keeping the pathway back to source visibility. Well, around that, here is some highlights here, but I will not spend more time on these details. But the important thing is LibSpace can leverage the full text context to generate responses, and it can also bring in additional research context, such as funding related information alongside the documents. So if there's interest, yeah, I think it's better to have a run super session in the future to work through the LibSpace. Okay, so before we wrap up this session, I'd like to introduce some useful resources. If you ever have a question or run into an issue while working in Scopus or Scopus AI or something, there are multiple ways to get support. So one of them is through the question mark icon in the top right-hand corner of the Scopus interface. The Scopus Support Center offer self-service information, including FAQs, user guide, and technical support. And of course, if you prefer a more personal approach, you can always reach out to Elsevier representative or contact our support team via the link shown on this slide. Or you may be contact to your librarian as well. Okay, wow. I really need to rush to reach to the Q&A session for our session. So we are almost out of time, but are there any other comments or questions from the audience?
But before, thank you, Mr. Shin, for your presentation. But before we
Yeah.
move on to the Q&A, let me share the link to the post webinar survey, the feedback form, with our participants, and then let me share the handout links for these sessions as well. Okay, please wait me a moment. So. And then could I take over control to the screen from Mr. Shane?
Yeah.
Okay. So thank you for showing us how the Trustworthy Scopus platform is reshaping the research discovery. And I think the functions and the tools you introduced can actually help ease the pressure of managing the growing volumes of literature, I think. And then I see that your colleagues, Xiao Chen, have already answered some of the question, and then you could refill the Q&A answer question, and then to see if you have anything want to add or you want to demo to the participants. And then if the participants have any more questions, feel free to ask them in the Q&A. We will address them one by one. And then and for the handout links, I temporarily stored in the PolyUlip guide, so you can download it for now. But we will also upload the webinar recording and the handouts to the event page of these events, the joint e-resources Discovery Wiki events page. So you can also fill the recording there. But before the Q&A, let me stop the recording because as our normal practice, we will stop here and then let the students and the participants allowed to ask any question they want. So let me stop the recording first.